Look around right now. Look at the men surrounding you. Most of them share the same crippling disease, a pathological desperation to be seen as harmless. Watch them operate. They soften their voice mid-sentence when they fear they came across too strongly. They frantically hide their actual opinions behind safe, agreeable statements. They laugh at jokes that don't land, just to preserve a manufactured peace. They will twist their principles, their beliefs, and their core identity into uncomfortable, malleable shapes just so nobody, anywhere, ever feels threatened by their presence. And why? Because they are paralyzed by fear, fear of conflict, fear of rejection, fear of being seen as too much, too intense, too difficult. They have convinced themselves that blending in is a virtue, that being liked by absolute strangers is more crucial than being respected by the people who genuinely matter. But then, there's you. You are the disruption to this carefully constructed weakness. You don't beg to be understood when someone misinterprets your intentions. You refuse to twist yourself just to make other people feel comfortable around your truth. You move differently. You speak differently. You carry yourself with a weight they cannot dismiss. And because of that, modern society has only one label ready for you, a label they use to keep you at arm's length, intimidating. You felt it. They call you cold, too intense, unreadable. But here is the critical point that Niccolò Machiavelli understood: he wouldn't care how many smiles you gave or how polite you seemed. He would ask one defining question: is this man easy to control? A dangerous man is not the one who shouts the loudest. A dangerous man is the one who cannot be easily bent, bought, or bullied into submission. And that man always disturbs the weak. Your power begins where everyone else's weakness lives, in your eyes of conviction. Your gaze does not wander around the room looking for social permission before you speak. Your eyes are steady, they are controlled, and they are completely unapologetic. When conflict shows up, your eyes do not dart, seeking an exit strategy or panic. They show calculation. They reveal that you are processing, evaluating, and strategically deciding your next move. Compare that to the begging quality in the eyes of harmless men, whose gaze is restless, always searching for the tiny signal that tells them they are still accepted, still safe. Your eyes don't ask for anything. They carry a quiet certainty, and here is what happens: when you look at people, they feel measured. They sense you are not just looking at them, you are seeing them, seeing past the performance, past the insecurity hiding behind their confidence, past the lie behind their smile. And that exposure makes them deeply, primally uncomfortable. They are not used to being truly seen. Furthermore, you have mastered the dark art of reading people beyond their words. Most people only hear the noise, the surface-level dialogue. But you are watching the patterns. You notice the slight, almost imperceptible hesitation before a lie is deployed. You catch the over-explanation when someone is attempting to conceal a vulnerability. You track the instantaneous shift in their tone when the power dynamic changes hands. And critically, you remember who only appears when they need something from you, and who mysteriously vanishes the moment you need them. Here is the part that truly terrifies manipulators: you don't always react in the moment. You allow them to complete their entire performance. You let them finish the act, and then, quietly, without announcement, you adjust your distance. You cut them off. You stop trusting them. You watch their weapons, guilt, fake charm, emotional manipulation, fail to engage the lock, because you see exactly what they are doing. They accuse you of being too critical or too cold, but what they really mean is, I can't control you the way I control everyone else. Your strength is not inherent, it was forged. Your battle scars changed your aura. Life forced this into you. You have known the cold reality of financial ruin that keeps you awake at 3 a.m. You have been betrayed by people you would have gone to war for, realizing they were never truly on your side. You have experienced failures that dismantled your self-perception, times when you fell so hard there was no one to save you. No rescue team, no safety net. Just you and the crushing, unavoidable mess. And in those moments, you had two choices: collapse or harden. You chose to harden. These experiences didn't just teach you lessons, they physically rebuilt your nervous system. You stopped expecting fairness from the world. You stopped believing everyone has good intentions. Now, you carry that survival like invisible armor. You don't panic when plans fall apart because you've already survived the worst possible outcome. Soft people look at you and feel uncomfortable because they sense you have passed through fires they have only heard stories about. Your scars don't make you bitter, they make you immune. And immunity always looks dangerous to the infected. A critical sign of this immunity is that you are profoundly comfortable with silence. Soft men treat silence like it is a threat to their entire existence, frantically trying to fill the void with noise, gossip, or desperate attempts at humor. But you treat silence like a weapon, a lever. You can sit in complete, heavy quiet, utterly unbothered, while everyone else scrambles. Your silence creates a strategic vacuum, and they rush to fill it by oversharing details you never asked for, over-explaining decisions you never questioned, and nervously laughing at things that aren't funny. They feel the pressure of your presence, not your volume. Machiavelli understood this. Power often lies in what you hold back, not in what you express. A ruler who speaks selectively is dangerous because no one knows what he is actually thinking. When people realize your silence is forcing them to hear their own weakness, their desperation for external validation, they demand you speak. But you refuse. Silence reveals the truth. This inner hardness extends to action. You deliberately choose discomfort over safety. Most men sacrifice their health, their potential, and their self-respect just to stay comfortable. They spend their lives searching for the path of least resistance. But you are built differently. You are willing to sacrifice comfort itself to become unbreakable. You wake up at 5 a.m. when you could sleep until 8 a.m. You push through workouts that physically hurt. You take on high-stakes risks that genuinely terrify you. Why? Because you know that comfort comes with a hidden price tag, dependency, fragility, and slow, inevitable decay. You live as if the storm is always coming, choosing strength now, before you are forced to need it. Your intense discipline makes regular people uncomfortable. They need to label you obsessed, extreme, unbalanced, because if you are not weird, it means they are merely weak. And they cannot handle that truth. You are optimizing for long-term resilience, preparing for battles they don't even know are coming. Because your foundation is built on personal truth, you are genuinely unconcerned with opinions. The easiest way to control a man is to make him terrified of being disliked. But that strategy has lost its power over you. You don't collapse when someone disapproves. You don't immediately rewrite your entire value system just to fit in with whatever fleeting group you find yourself around. You say no and you refuse to decorate it with 5 paragraphs of apology or justification. You walk away from people and trends that don't align with your trajectory. You have accepted that some people will misunderstand you forever, and you are completely, strategically okay with that. Machiavelli knew that any man who serves public opinion can never hold real power, because real, critical decisions always come with resistance and criticism. You are not rude, you are selective. You care about the judgment of people who have earned your respect. Everyone else's opinion is just noise. Once they realize they can't control you by threatening to withdraw their approval, they lose all power over you. Finally, you protect your greatest asset, an air of mystery. We live in the age of oversharing, where people dump their entire emotional journey, their plans, and their fears into the void of the internet. But not you. You share selectively, intentionally, not impulsively. In an age where exposure is the default setting, the man who keeps himself hidden becomes instantly powerful. You have learned that vulnerability is leverage you cannot afford to hand out freely. They don't know your full past, how you truly rebuilt yourself, or what you are quietly planning behind the scenes. Secrecy is leverage. The less others know about your limits, your motives, and your capabilities, the harder it is for them to predict you, corner you, or manipulate you. Your mystery creates strategic uncertainty. They cannot fully categorize you, and because of that, they must respect you by default. When they don't know where your boundaries are, they are far more careful about crossing them. You are not easy to bend. You are not easy to buy. You are not easy to break. In a world that runs almost entirely on control, manipulation, and social pressure, this is not a personality flaw. This is your tactical edge. Stop wasting a single second apologizing for the man you have been forced to become. Refine it. Sharpen it. Aim this undeniable presence at something truly worthy of your energy. The world does not need more harmless men who nod along with everything and stand for nothing. The world needs men who can handle real pressure.